gold miners, a better way forward. Let's stop pretending. The gold exploration and development sector, once the speculative engine of the global gold industry, is structurally broken. The production or bust model is not in decline. It is not in a temporary downturn. It no longer works. As a result, trillions of dollars in technically reported, geologically verified gold resources remain stranded underground, not because the gold lacks value, but because the industry's only recognized path to value requires physical extraction. When extraction fails, value stays trapped. This is happening inside one of the largest asset markets on Earth. Above-ground gold alone represents roughly $30 trillion in value, with tens of trillions more identified below the surface. Yet the vast majority of newly discovered gold will never be mined, and therefore never monetized, under the existing model. NatGold was created to address that structural failure by recognizing a simple truth the industry has long ignored. Gold's value lies in its existence, not in where it is vaulted. Digital mining unlocks that value while leaving the gold exactly where it has existed for millions of years, without incurring the environmental, social, and financial costs of pulling it out of the ground. The antiquated production or bust model. Under the traditional mining model, discovery and technical reporting lead to feasibility studies, with the goal of converting mineral resources into reserves and ultimately into production. It is a capital-intensive process that takes years, often decades. And for most companies and shareholders, it ends badly. Only a small fraction of discovered gold deposits ever make it into production. Geological, mineralogical, and metallurgical constraints limit economic viability. Infrastructure and logistics challenges render many deposits impractical, and environmental and social resistance has made permitting new gold mines more difficult, more expensive, and more uncertain than at any point in history. Data from S&P Global, the World Gold Council, and McKinsey consistently show that fewer than 1 in 1,000 exploration projects and 1 in 10,000 grassroots targets ever reach production. The problem is not a lack of gold. The choke point is production. Gold resources do not know they are expected to exist in ideal quantities, in mining-friendly host rock, near infrastructure, and within jurisdictions willing to grant permits. When they fail to meet all of these conditions, often simultaneously, their verified existence remains stranded and their value trapped. As opposition to physical extraction has intensified globally, permitting has hardened further. In some jurisdictions, new gold extraction has been delayed indefinitely or prohibited outright, capital noticed, and capital left. Fiat alternative assets changed the game. The sector was already fragile when a series of structural shifts further eroded the foundation. In 2004, the SPDR Gold Trust created the most convenient gold exposure vehicle in history. Capital that once flowed into speculative discovery moved instead into a vault. In 2009, Bitcoin introduced digital scarcity independent of geology and captured the imagination and capital of an entire generation. In 2017, gold-backed tokens arrived, offering exposure without miners. Each innovation expanded access to fiat alternative assets. Together, they drained the speculative oxygen from gold exploration and development. The historic gold mining tradition of production or bust did not recover, and it never will. The investor base is aging. Risk tolerance has collapsed, and the capital that once financed discovery has found better homes. Without structural evolution, the story ends here. But it doesn't have to by introducing a viable liquidity pathway that does not depend on physical production. Digital mining fundamentally changes the risk equation. For the first time in decades, speculative capital can rationally re-engage with exploration, knowing that value realization no longer depends on permitting, construction, or extraction. NatGold Digital reopens the door. NatGold Digital was created to offer miners a smarter, faster, and potentially far more profitable way forward, without fighting against the structural headwinds embedded in the traditional extraction model. Not by replacing mining, but by separating the recognition of gold's monetary value from the physical extraction, allowing value to be recognized first, rather than never. NatGold introduces a fundamentally different approach: digital mining. Instead of digging gold out of the ground, qualifying in-ground gold resources, NatGold certified resources, are converted into a digital monetary asset through a legally structured, independently verified tokenization process, while the gold itself remains securely stored in Mother Nature's vault. This removes many of the industry's most significant risks. No physical extraction, no permitting battles, no environmental disruption, no prolonged capital burn, no production timelines stretching indefinitely into the future. For qualifying projects, value recognition can occur in a fraction of the time required under the production or bust model. This is not speculative tokenization. It is a governed process designed to meet institutional standards of legal certainty, technical verification, and transparency. Why ownership and title matter? At the core of the NatGold model is one non-negotiable principle: permanence. Only gold deposits with verifiable, durable legal title, free of any ongoing fees or carrying costs, qualify, such as those often referred to as patented or perpetual title in jurisdictions such as the United States, Canada, and Australia. Temporary or revocable claims do not qualify. If rights can expire, so can the value backing the token. Clear, transferable title is essential to token integrity. A faster, more capital-efficient path. While stranded deposits are central to the problem NatGold solves, digital mining is equally relevant to permitted projects and producing mines. By monetizing gold's value without extraction, miners can potentially realize returns earlier in the project lifecycle, without assuming escalating costs, regulatory exposure, or social conflict. And as with every major industrial transition, early adopters stand to benefit most, securing strategic positioning, flexibility, and participation in a new value framework before it becomes industry standard. An invitation to miners. Digital mining offers an alternative path, one that recognizes value without forcing projects through a gauntlet. Fewer and fewer survive. This is not about abandoning gold mining. It is about evolving the business model behind it. By decoupling value recognition from physical extraction, NatGold opens a new monetization channel, aligned with modern capital markets, sustainability priorities, and long-term monetary integrity. Miners bring the gold. NatGold provides the infrastructure to monetize it responsibly. There must be a better way to make the things we want, a way that doesn't spoil the sky, or the rain, or the land. Sir Paul McCartney. NatGold was built on that premise: a smarter way, a sustainable way, a way forward for gold miners and for an industry ready to evolve. No matter how you look at it, it just makes sense.